What's up, guys? It's Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I'm back here on my road to 30. This is a series that I do on my channel where each week we take 1 year of my life and we talk about the significant events and memories that have come to shape the person that I am today. And right now, I am 29 motherfucking years old. By the time this series is done, I will be 30 motherfucking years old. And this is episode 17, which means that's right, I am 17 motherfucking years old in this episode. And last episode, we left off with pretty much me and my girlfriend. We were together, some dude slapped her, and, you know, we had to take care of business. We went over to his house, and he wouldn't come outside. We beat his truck up a little bit, and we ended up kicking his door in, and he still wouldn't come out to fight. So, I told you that was gonna come back to bite me in the ass, and it's gonna come back and bite me in the ass pretty motherfucking hard in this motherfucking episode. So, I'm 17 years old, and I'm still banging my girlfriend. We're having a good time, still selling weed, and right before school starts, in around August, they tell me that, if I go to summer school for 2 weeks right before school, I will be able to graduate this year. And I tried. I went for one class, and I swear to God, it was the hottest motherfucking day of that summer. It was literally like 101 degrees inside a classroom with no goddamn air conditioner. I was like, man, fuck this. And I got up, I walked out, and I actually ended up talking with the same people, the counselors at the child study team that were trying to help me graduate. And they told me that in October, during the school year, that if I went like 3 times a week for 4 weeks to this class, I would be able to get credit, because I also picked up a few credits, like I said, in middle school and early in high school when I passed all my finals, even though I didn't show up to class too often. So, I go to night school, and I'm actually going to school, I'm still keeping my grades up, and I'm determined, no matter what happens this motherfucking year, that I am gonna graduate. There is nothing gonna stop me from graduate, because all my friends already either dropped out of school or got kicked out of school, and they're like, man, you know what? If you have a chance to get your diploma, you should get your motherfucking diploma. And I was like, goddamn right, we're gonna get a motherfucking diploma. And I was doing it not only for me, but all my other friends who didn't really have a chance to, all the, you know, really lucky things that happened to me. I know we're thinking about lucky things right now, I know, right? Really? So, anyway, I was pretty lucky that I was able to get all this schoolwork done, like the whole packet I did, and also passing the finals to get, you know, a little bit of credit through school and to be able to graduate this year. So, it looked like things were gonna be smooth sailing for the rest of that whole motherfucking year. I'm taking night school, and my girlfriend at the time, she was the one taking me to night school, and her parents weren't home, and we would used to go back to her house, fool around a little bit. It was a good time. It was a good time, and like I said in my past, man, every time things start going good in my motherfucking life, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for a reality check to come in and kick me right in my motherfucking ass, and it does, and it comes via mail. Certified mail. You know what that means? When you get a certified letter in the mail when you're 17 motherfucking years old. That's right. That's right. This is a court appearance. Apparently, I am being summoned for breaking and entering, a felony charge, even though there was no investigation. And I was like, what? And I was like, fuck this. I am finishing night school no matter what, because I know I have this in my feeling, in my gut, that if I go to court, for some reason, I know that I am not coming home, because I've already been to court twice. Once when I was arrested for getting kicked out of my first high school, and second, for when I lit up the goddamn fire in the goddamn park, which they deemed an accident, and they knew that I wasn't trying to burn down a motherfucking park. Why would I be trying to burn down a motherfucking park? Makes no sense. But the judge believed me, and I knew, this being my 3rd time going to fucking court within 1.5 years time, that the judge is gonna be like, man, this kid is a fucked up kid. So I ignore it. I take the fucking court notice and I rip that shit up and I hide it all the way at the bottom of a neighbor's trash can. Make sure it goes out of sight, out of mind. I know that I'm gonna have to go to court sooner or later, but I want to finish fucking night school. So, I finished night school, and everything is going pretty goddamn good. Until my girlfriend drops the bombshell on me that she's missed her period. And you know what that means? all in the same week. I get a court appearance, and my girlfriend tells me she's motherfucking pregnant. So, my life is looking pretty goddamn shitty right now. And another week and a half later, they send me another motherfucking court date, which I know that I cannot ignore this one, because if I ignore this one, they're gonna put a bench warrant out for me, and their bounty hunters are gonna come pick me up, or the police are gonna come pick me up. And the problem with that is that could happen at any time. And I usually carry a nice bit of weed on me at that time. So I'm like, God damn, if I don't go to court, they're going to issue a bench warrant, and then I'm going to get more charges on top of more charges. I cannot run from this anymore. So I go to court, which, since I'm a minor, means my mother has to make a mandatory motherfucking appearance. And I told you, I haven't lived with my mother for like a year and a half now. So this is probably one of the most awkward situations when the prosecutor sits me down in a motherfucking office in the courthouse right before I go ahead and say, innocent or not innocent, when I go to plead my status. And he tells me, he drops a bomb, and he goes, look, I'm gonna tell you, we've been watching your street, and we are ready to raid your street. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, look, we know that you sell drugs, that you and all your friends are running a little bit of business operation. Now, what we need from you is we'll take your felony break-in and entering charges, and we'll drop it down to a criminal mischief misdemeanor. And I'm like, well, what do I have to do for you to do that? And they're like, we want you to testify against your friends for selling fucking drugs. And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? Me and my friends do not sell drugs. And I'm just like, I'm dumbfounded. I'm like, where the fuck are you getting this fucking information? And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, man, if this motherfucker had any evidence against us, they would have already been raided the block, and everybody would have already been in jail. So in the back of my head, I'm like, God damn it, this guy is trying to get me to roll over on my friends so they can get them to roll over on our suppliers and move up the chain. They're trying to break down the whole chain of what we were doing. And I was just keeping my mouth shut. I was like, look, I have no idea what you're talking about, man. Me and my friends do not sell drugs. And then, right there, the prosecutor is like, look, if you're not going to help us, there's nothing I can do to help you, go out there and plead. And right when I tell the judge I'm not guilty, my mother stands up and she sandbags the shit out of me. She looks the judge straight in the eye and says, I am his mother, and I cannot take care of him anymore. He is an incorrigible youth. And this is what she's done to my brother. This is why my brother never came back to live with us, because she pretty much railroaded him in court to not have to take care of him anymore and put him into state's custody. And when they put somebody into state's custody that has, like me, a history of not going to court when they send out fucking court notices because they're trying to finish night school, the fucking judge has nothing other to do but to put me into a lockdown facility. And I was like, what? So my worst fear at that moment has come fucking true. They are taking me out of the courtroom. My mom basically threw me at the court and told them to take care of me, which in that situation, like I said, because I'm already gonna be going to trial for fucking breaking and entering, they just put me in a lockdown facility until my motherfucking court date. And this is right pretty much where I said, fuck my mother, I mean, I know you guys are supposed to love your parents, but the fact that I don't know my dad and my mom threw me away like a piece of trash, it fucking hurts inside. It hurts to be able to fucking sit here and tell you guys, my mom fucking threw me away even when I wasn't living with her just because she didn't want to have to deal with me. That is some fucked up bullshit. So, pretty much, they put me in the handcuffs, they take me in the back, they throw me in the fucking wagon with all the other motherfuckers that they're taking there. It was about 9 of us. 9 of us in this little ass fucking wagon in the back. You see them. They kind of look like fishing campers. They have like the fucking little chicken wire on the back and shit. 2 metal fucking, benches in the middle. And they have you in the fucking handcuffs with the fucking shackles and shit. It's fucking, this was some real fucking deal. And I remember one of the guys that was sitting there, he said something on the way to lockdown, and he looked out the window and he goes, man, the city looks real nice, lit up for the holidays. And I'm thinking, I was like, man, dude, not only am I gonna miss Thanksgiving, but I might be locked up for fucking Christmas and New Year's, and it's year 2 motherfucking thousand, you know? It was turning from 99 to 2000 that year, and I was like, man, you know, I'm gonna miss, like, all the fucking parties and shit with my friends, and, you know, it's just, like, really fucked up. Really fucked up being thrown away like a piece of motherfucking trash. So, anyway, I get locked up pending my motherfucking court date, which the witness ended up getting some type of fucking sickness. He was already battling with some type of cancer and shit. So, you know, they postponed my date, which means I was locked up for a total of 90 motherfucking days, which means counting. That's November, December, all the way to late motherfucking January. What? That is pretty fucking shitty. So, when I was in there, you know, it was pretty chill. There wasn't much going on. When we had rec time, we used to go fucking play a little bit of foosball. Sometimes ping pong. There's a little bit of chess going on out there. And a lot of motherfucking cards. But, pretty much, I mean, it wasn't too bad. It was just like pretty much, you know, you gotta shower with a bunch of fucking dudes. You gotta live with a bunch of fucking dudes. And, you know, you live in a smaller room with another dude. And the dude that I actually was bunked up with was pretty cool. His name was Tom. And he was another white kid from the ghetto like me. It's kind of funny how they put us together, the racist ass motherfuckers. What, you think I can't share a cell with a black guy? Come on, man. What about a Spanish guy, Mexican, Asian, you know? Throw me in there with one of those, and they threw me in there with a white boy. So I knew what they were doing. They're like, oh, look, it's like home. There's a white guy here. It's like, well, there's more black people in my area than white people, motherfucker! Seriously. But anyway, he was a pretty cool kid, and he was a throwaway kid too. His parents really didn't give a fuck about him. He got mixed up with selling a bunch of drugs and got caught selling a bunch of drugs in school. And that's pretty much what everybody inside this lockdown facility was there for, was selling motherfucking drugs. So it's funny because you go in there and you start talking to people and you start, like, you know, you pass off trades, you know, tips and tricks that you've learned fucking, you know, flipping. The one guy was like, oh yeah, I sell fucking bags of crack and shit. I'm like, damn, yo. He's like, yeah, I keep them up my asshole. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you keep them in your ass crack. I'm like, alright, Joe, I ain't going there for a couple bags of weed, yo. I'd rather get locked up. He's like, oh, you sell weed, man? Fuck you. Yeah, you ain't gotta shove no weed up your asshole. Ain't nobody shoving no weed up your asshole. Don't shove weed up your asshole. That is marijuana abuse, and we will not stand for it. So, anyway, things were pretty good in there until one day I was playing some foosball, and this one kid, Damaris, was popping some shit, and he was all like, oh, yeah, I fucked you up. I was like, man, I'll fuck you up. And he's like, man, I fucked your grandma up. And at this point, like I told you, I didn't really grieve over my grandma too well, so I was real sensitive about anybody mentioning, you know, my grandma. And I told him, I was like, look, dude, I know you don't mean any disrespect. My grandmom's dead. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to motherfucker apologize before I put you on the floor with a fist right to your fucking face. And he wouldn't apologize, so I stepped up in his face, and, you know, pretty much, when shit starts happening like that, people start standing up and gravitating towards it, see what the fuck's going on. And, you know, I cocked my hand back, I was like, look, you got 5. I started counting down, I was like, 4, and the other people who were standing around, they were like, 3! And as soon as they said 3, bitch, I just popped that motherfucker right in the face. Boom! Knocked him back. I hit him hard, too. And you can tell this boy's been in some nice fights before, because he stumbled back. He stumbled, but I didn't knock him out, and he was smaller than me. And he took a hell of a fucking punch, came back, we went toe-to-toe for a few seconds, and then he tried to put me in this headlock, and I picked him up and I threw him against the fucking wall. And I didn't stomp him out or anything. He just laid there on the wall. He got up and shit. You know, we had our shit. You know, the goddamn fucking guards come in. They pull us apart. They separate us. They fucking make the incident report. And then it's fucking lights out. Send everybody back to sleep. Nothing ever fucking came of it. But, you know, whatever. Got in a little bit of fight. I gotta let you guys know, because that is a little bit of, like, I'm sitting here locked up and I'm like, you know, I can take care of myself. This is alright. This is the first time that I've actually been, you know, by myself in a situation where, you know, there might have been danger and I'm the only one there to do anything about it, because usually I rolled in a pack of huge motherfucking people and also huge numbers of motherfucking people. So, anyway, fucking pretty much, you know, I spend my time chilling in there. I did get to talk to one of my buddies and I was like, yo, dude, check this out. You'll never believe what the prosecutor said when I was in court. He was like, what? I was like, they've been watching our block. Can you believe they've been watching our block? And he was like, dude, why would they be watching our block? I was like, I don't know. They said something about fucking selling drugs. Who the fuck sells drugs? And he was like, I don't know, dude. Fucking know anybody that sells no drugs around here. But you know what I was doing? You know what I was doing? I gotta let my people know what was going on with my court date. You know what I mean? So it's pretty much right around Christmas time now, and it's gonna be New Year's is coming, and we're just chilling watching the fucking Christmas specials on a little TV they had up in the corner in the fucking rec room. And then New Year's came, and right after New Year's, it was probably a week after New Year's that my girlfriend called me up, and she told me that she miscarried from the stress of me getting locked up, not being there. Her mom actually knew who I was through the neighborhood, and she was telling her, she's like, I don't want you seeing that motherfucking hoodlum. He's no good for you. So she had a lot of stress going on, and she told me that she miscarried. And, in the back of my mind, it really did hurt. I was like, man, that kind of sucks, That's your seed, that's your child that just got fucking flushed out of a vagina, probably into a toilet. That's pretty much how miscarriages happen. It's pretty disgusting, I know, and sometimes the girl has to go to the fucking hospital and get that shit all vacuumed out and make sure that, there's no fetus left inside of her. Very terrible situation when you actually explain it to exactly what it is. It really is a bad situation. So, while I was locked up, I pretty much only have like 2 weeks, 3 weeks left of being locked up in this facility, and I actually go ahead and I get some signed affidavits. I send some letters out to the people that lived next door to where I grew up with my mother in the house that we had. And I got them to sign fucking, notarized affidavits that they sent to the court saying, he shouldn't be locked up. He hasn't been living with his mother since this time, and I was able to pull the fucking files of when the cops came to my mom's house from when she cut herself, and she tried to say I was doing it, and the cops were saying that my mom's fucking loony. So I got that police report put together, and I also got the counselor who worked at the alternative program of the school that I went to, who was helping me do everything that I needed to do to graduate. He also signed an affidavit that not only did I attend school regularly while I was there, but also that I made an attempt to go to summer school and night school to be able to graduate that year, one of which I did accomplish, and I will be able to graduate if I wasn't locked up for any more time, which was a very cool thing because I actually found out later on that Dr. C, I'm going to call him Dr. C because that's who he is, he actually has a lot of pull within, the judicial system in my area. So I want to thank that guy, man. He really saved my motherfucking life because I was able to legally emancipate myself, which guaranteed me, as now I am an adult, that they cannot no longer hold me in this fucking lockdown facility because I'm incorrigible, because I in fact proved, and without a shadow of a doubt, otherwise, that I've had jobs, that I was going to school, I was taking care of myself, and I had stable residency. So I was actually legally emancipated as a young adult. So now they couldn't no longer hold me. They had to rush my trial, and pretty much the witness of the fucking, shit of us breaking up the car and breaking the door down, he actually died. He died like a couple weeks later. Like, I'm not even lying. I was like, what? Turns out later on I found out the motherfucker had a brain tumor. If I knew the motherfucker had a brain tumor back in November, man, I would have sent some fucking letters to court and be like, yo, this motherfucker has a brain tumor. How is he able to fucking testify against me with a big fucking tumor in his motherfucking brain? This guy's about to die, and he's gonna try to take away my future? Man, fuck you. Fuck your brain tumor, and fuck your cancer. I know that sounds really fucking, really fucking cold and heartless. But you know what? That guy was trying to fucking send me to jail for not no reason. But I know for a fact that that guy didn't witness shit because he had a brain tumor, and it was late at night. When you have brain tumors, you can't see shit late at night because you got tumors all up in your brain. So, anyway, I pretty much get out. I'm done. I'm out of fucking lockdown. I go back to my friends, and I find out that pretty much, everything is pretty much normal. Nothing has changed. And it kind of, a part of you dies inside. Once you've been gone that long, like forcefully not allowed to have your freedom, and you come back, and you find out that everyone's pretty much gone on with their life, nothing's changed, everybody's doing their same old shit, and you realize, like, it's kind of like when you die, you know? Life goes on, and you realize that, you know, none of us actually really matter in the grand scheme of things, because once you're gone, you know, it doesn't really fucking matter anymore. You're done, you're out of the equation. You no longer matter. So, I realized this at a real young age, and, you know, going to jail, it should have really scared me from not doing any of the shit that I was doing anymore. When in turn, it actually made me more fucking reckless, because I knew that if I got locked up, I can handle it. Because not only, one, do I have a lot of friends that are locked up and fucking people, you know, I know a little bit of people, but also, two, you know, I proved with that fight that I fucking can handle myself, and that nobody's really gonna fuck with me, even though, you know, I'm predominantly in an area where a white person should probably watch their back just a little bit more than any other motherfucker in the area, because you are marked as an easy target just because of the color of your skin. But because I kept my mouth shut, because I fucking helped my people out and told them, you know, look guys, they might be fucking watching us, they might be checking out what the fuck you're doing, I gained a ton and massive fucking respect in the area. And it was actually really fucking cool, because we got back to it, you know, there's a lot of new young kids around, and, you know, the operation of what we were doing has really increased in size. And we were pretty much living it up, we were just balling. But no matter what is happening, I am actually still staying in school. I went and talked to the coordinator of the alternative program, and he told me that he pulled a little bit of strings, and the time that I spent inside of, you know, incarceration will not be held against me being, you know, graduating, against my school classes, because there was classes while I was incarcerated, even though it wasn't my custom curriculum, they still took those grades and applied it to what I was doing. So I still got credit, and I was gonna graduate, and nothing was gonna fucking stop me. And then, like, right about, maybe about a week after I got out, fucking, I went to go see my girlfriend before school, because, school didn't start that day until, like, around, like, 9:30, 10 o'clock. It was, really snowy out, and, you know, we have these half days so the fucking snow plows to get out there, plow the streets, and make sure that fucking buses that are running don't fucking, you know, hit black ice and fucking crash with a bunch of kids inside. Because that would be a terrible situation for everybody fucking involved. So I went to my girlfriend's house, and we started getting it in. I was banging, I was like, boom. Fucking had her legs up on the bed. She was ass off the fucking side of the bed. And I was hitting that shit, because I didn't get pussy in 3 motherfucking months. And I was like, man, I just need to dig in some gas right now. And I was doing that, and fucking she was like, oh, you know, fucking, dude, her brother, her little fucking 12-year-old brother kicks the door open and goes, excuse you! And I turn around, and I know this is not a pretty sight, you know, because I'm fucking, my pants are down around my ankles, I got my bare ass showing, her legs, his sister's legs are in the air, you know, I turn around, kind of look from the side, you can see, you know, the whole vaginal area where my fucking package is still inside of her a little bit, you know, kind of fucking balls up on the bed and shit. And, you know, she was on her period, and it didn't really matter because I was just trying to get some pussy, and things were a little bit messy. And he was like, I swear to God, he was like, excuse you! And then as soon as I turned around, he's like, I'm telling Mom! And fucking ran away. And while she's going over there to try to wrestle the fucking phone off her brother, I'm like, man, this is not fucking good. I bust into her bathroom. I washed my dick in the sink. I'm gonna fucking wash that shit real good. Going to fucking school with fucking, you know, period blood on my goddamn fucking dick. I washed that shit. I grabbed the bar of soap, like, fucking, you know, give it the good old fucking triangle scrub. You know, left, right, top, left, right, top, left, right, top. Get up on her knees. You know what I'm talking about. You know how to wash your balls. And girls, it's pretty much the same thing as washing your sniz, except you guys don't have to pull a sack up. You don't have to pull a sack up. So, anyway, I fucking bust out of there through the backyard, hop the fence, I catch the public bus to school, I go to school, everything is fine, and we are clear sailing. And then as soon as I get home, like, not 20 minutes after I get off the bus, all you heard was come around the fucking corner and just stop right in front of my house. And I look, and it was a red fucking Grand Am. And I was like, is that my girlfriend's car? No, it turns out my girlfriend was driving around her mother's car when she had the Grand Am on her. Anyway, her mom gets out the car and she's like, you little fucking scumbag! If I ever catch you in my house fucking my daughter ever again, I'm gonna fucking cut you and all your little gangbanger motherfucking friends. And we're all out there, like, we were smoking a blunt and shit, and she comes pulling up, and I'm like, whoa, look at this, yo, what is this bitch yelling? And fucking my friends were like, dude, what did you do? I was like, oh, man, I got caught by her little brother, I was digging it in, and they're like, you got the mom out here, you got the mom on the block, because anytime your girlfriend's mother pulls up in front of your house, it is not a good fucking sign. You should probably just run. But when she said, you and your little gangbanger friends, I kind of looked around. I had the Dutch, and I was like, hitting it. I looked around, and it's like, I looked, and I was like, I'll be fucking damned, I guess I ended up being part of a gang. Because I looked around, I mean, the colors were alright. Everybody's fucking chilling, and I'm like, holy shit, we pretty much are a gang. And I'm like, man, that should probably set off some warning flags in my head and shit. But I was like, haha, this shit is crazy. I can't believe this shit's happening to me right now. This bitch is fucking going on about me banging her fucking... And dude, the neighbors came out and everything. That's how everything happened, like, out in the hood. When one thing happened, everybody opened up their motherfucking doors. We're hanging out the goddamn screen windows and shit. And they're like, what the fuck's going on out there? This bitch is going wild. So her mother tells me if she catches me with her daughter again, she's gonna send her to go live with her fucking father, who lives like 3 towns away. And I'm like, man, that's bullshit, man. And she's like, I don't give a fuck what you gotta say. Stay the fuck away from my fucking daughter. And she got in her car, little Grand Am, little fucking 6-cylinders, like, she fucking drove away. We're all like, oh man, my friends were all fucking scolding on me too, man. They're like, dude, you had a girl's mom out here yelling at you for fucking her daughter. And they're like, how old's your girlfriend? And I was like, she's fucking like 19. And they're like, why is her mom fucking... But, she was a real irresponsible 19 years old, still living with her parents and shit. I was out there making the money, got my swagger on. So, anyway, it's about 1 month left in the school year till my graduation. And I'm just coasting by in school, doing my 3 assignments in the morning, my 2 in the afternoon, going bowling, fucking 2:30 to 3, coming home at 3:30, smoking some weed, getting drunk, and fucking pretty much selling shit outside on the fucking corner till about like 3 o'clock in the morning. Go to bed, wake up, do the same goddamn motherfucking thing. It was a routine, it was habit, and everything was going fine until this one motherfucker that I went to school with. He was a Spanish kid. And actually, funny thing is, I just ran into him like 2-3 months ago, and we were reminiscing about this very event that I'm about to tell you what happened. So he walks by, and he was one of those typical, he was the Spanish pretty boy type, he'd wear the big silver chain, and I remember he was wearing a fucking Peli fucking jean suit jacket. You know what I'm talking about? Like the fucking jean jacket with the big ass jeans and shit. You know what I'm talking about if you grew up back in like the 90s and you're around this time, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, he was a type that when he was like walking, he always had a smile on his face and he's dancing as he's walking, and he was walking up to the fucking principal's office, and I swear to God, he did this, and it pissed me, it makes me laugh now, but I had this nice little pen that my grandma bought me. It was like a $20 pen, you get it at Macy's, and it was one of the last things that I had laying around that my grandma gave me, and it was really nice, and I used to keep it in school. The teacher would put it in her desk, and I would use that, because you could refill it with ink and shit, put like little cartridges in there. Really fucking cool pen. So anyway, I'm sitting there, I got the pen on the fucking desk, and he walks by, and I swear to God, like, I fucking picture it in my head right now in his light gray stonewashed fucking jean suit, and he comes by, and he fucking starts like Michael Jackson in, does a fucking twist, grabs my pen, and fucking just like kind of moonwalks away, but he's not really moonwalking because he didn't really moonwalk very well. He's more like two-stepping and swinging his arms and shit. And I was like, and I swear to God, I don't know why, but like I told you, when people fucked with me or my grandma around that time, I was still very sensitive to it. I didn't really deal with it very well. And I had a lot of pent-up anger and frustration from, you know, being locked up, fucking, you know, prosecutor trying to get me to flip on my friends, fucking girlfriend telling me she's pregnant and miscarries while I'm locked up around Christmas time, New Year's Eve, like fucking 1999, 2000 years. Like, really, it was a lot to fucking deal with. And I was like, man, I got up and I stole the shit out of him. I was like, it was like the hit from around the world. It's like, boom! And he was like, fucking, I grabbed my pen. It's like, it's my pen, bitch! It's like, it wasn't really like, anything really like anger. You know, it's just, I fucking stole him, knocked him down, took my pen, and I was like, it's my pen! Why are you taking my pen? So, this school had a zero tolerance policy because it was your last stop, your last chance for school in any of the school district. And the director, even though he helped me out as much as he can, he told me, he's like, look, I have to expel you because you broke his fucking nose. Like, I hooked the shit out of him. It's like, I swear to God, like, it was a really nice fucking hit. It was solid, too. So, he was like, look, I gotta expel you. And the school district is tired of sending you to schools. So what they you know, the promise to do was to send a tutor to my house once a week for the next 4 weeks that school remains. And if I pass, you know, the classes with my tutor, they will go ahead and graduate me and give me a diploma. Well, the tutor that ended up coming to the house was fucking hot. I mean, I swear to God, I jerked off to this, but she came in like the shortest skirt. She's like 25 years old, just started teaching, trying to save up for some extra money and shit. And, you know, because I lived across the street from my mom still, I fucking told them, I was like, look, you know, my mom was like, I have to go and have a tutor session at her house because it's still listed as my legal place of residency with the school district. So I go over there, and my mom actually tells them that, you know, I don't live there, I'm legally emancipated, but the school district still needs my mother to sign off on it because, you know, it's her place of address, and it's just how they do things. So my mother actually tells the tutor, look, if you just come here and give him passing grades, I will sign the paper saying you were here, you can get paid your money, and that's all you gotta do. You could leave right away. So we did this 4 motherfucking times. The tutor came to my house, she signed the paper, and she walked out. She got paid. My mom didn't have to deal with me, and I was getting the diploma. What? That is right. I got my passing grade, and I shit you not, I graduated with the lowest grade point average motherfucking possible with a .9 passing D. That's right. That's right. I passed with the worst fucking grade point average that you could ever have. It was like pretty much like a fucking F. But the only reason that it was not an F was because the school district didn't want me to fucking, didn't want me to be in school anymore. They didn't want to deal with me. So I'm pretty sure like my GPA was under 1.0. It was pretty fucking shitty. It's like 0.5, 0.9, somewhere around there. I'm not really exactly sure what my grade point average is, but they told me it was the lowest possible grade point average that you can graduate with and still earn a diploma. So I said, I don't give a fuck because I'm getting my diploma. I'm gonna be a diplomat. Can you believe that? I'm gonna be able to go, and yes, it's the Macho Man Randy Savage theme music, Pomp and Circumstance. I would play it for you, but it's actually copyrighted, and I cannot do that on my channel. I'm sorry. But that is not the topic of the commentary, because right now, I am able to graduate not only, you know, on time, but they are allowing me to graduate with the original class that I grew up with from middle school and high school because of the fact that it wasn't at the actual school, it was at another place downtown. So they rented out this whole auditorium, and that means since I don't have to go into school grounds, I'm able to graduate with my regular motherfucking class. So it was time to motherfucking party. So, me and my boys got in my friend's Trans Am, and it was like 2:30 in the morning, the night before my graduation, and we went to my buddy's house, and we did what we always did. We knocked on his fucking window. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. He's like, yo. He's like, yo. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, what are you doing? They're like, we're all fucked up, man. He's like, nice. What else is new? So it's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, no, come on, man. We gotta get you going. We gotta go. And he's like, where are we going? They're like, dude, I'm graduating tomorrow, man. We're gonna fucking go to the shore. And he's like, what are you guys going to the shore for? It's like, I'm gonna take a piss in the ocean. And I don't know why. We just wanted to take a piss in the ocean. Something that we never done before was just walk onto the beach and fucking take a piss. So he's like, okay. And he literally comes out of his house. He's like, that sounds like a good fucking idea. So we all pile into his Trans Am. We go down to the Jersey motherfucking shore. Yeah, I know. Don't fucking tell me. Don't tell me. We're not gonna get into that. So we're down at the Jersey shore. We walk onto the beach. It's like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning now. And we all, we spread out. It's dark, so, nobody's like, we're not within arm's distance of each other. We're probably a good maybe 10 yards from each other. We whip out our dicks and we're pissing into the fucking ocean from the beach. I know it sounds weird, but it was a really nice night. I was just looking up at the sky. I was kind of drunk, kind of fucked up. When you get that like kind of drunk, fucked up feeling, but you're still lucid enough to know that you're like, man, this is gonna be a big day of my motherfucking life. And that was pretty much how I felt. And I was like, you know what? No matter what happened this year, all this bullshit that came and went with me, I still got my diploma. And I told that to my buddies, and they're like, dude, you know what? Out of everything, no matter what anybody can say to you, you still graduated, you got your diploma, good fucking job. And, it meant a lot to me to be able to get my diploma, because it is something that my mother has never achieved in her life. She doesn't have a diploma. She doesn't know what it's like to finish high school, and yet she was able to throw me under the motherfucking bus to try to make sure that I fall into the same fucking cycle she did. So you know what? Fuck you, Mom. I graduated. You ain't got shit to say about that now, did you? You ain't got no fucking, you're a high school dropout and a waitress, bitch. You got pregnant when you were 16. You're a fucking whore. So, anyway, I'm allowed to say these things because it's my mother. My mother threw me under the motherfucking bus. So, pretty much, that night, I graduated. I walked on stage, and guess what? It was a really redeeming situation to walk on stage, have my hat on, and guess whose hand I shook and took my diploma out from his hand? That's right! McNugget! Fuck you, McNugget, too! I got my diploma! You couldn't stop me! I went through 3 fucking high schools. I went through a tutor. I got locked up, knocked up a bitch, and had a miscarriage all before this shit happens. And I still got my diploma, so fuck you, McNugget! And I talk about this like right now, like I sound like I'm amped up, and I am, I really am. Like, this was truly a big accomplishment in my life, and it was the first time after feeling like pretty much emotionally dead for the last few years that I felt inside. I was like, man, I could do something, I could do something. But that feeling was short motherfucking lived, because we went home and we got motherfucking drunk until I was numb. I'm dead fucking serious. There's only 3 things I remember from that night getting drunk. Number 1, my buddy passed out and we poured a half a bottle of Bacardi all over his fucking face, and he still didn't wake up. And the dog, my buddy's dog, he had a boxer, licked it off his fucking face, which was kind of fucking funny. And then the dog ended up getting a little bit drunk. So, number 2 that I remember from that night is that we ordered $60 of motherfucking chicken, and nobody ate it. Everybody was too drunk. We woke up the next morning with $60 worth of takeout chicken, all ruined on the fucking top of the fucking desk. It was there. Nobody ate it. Nobody touched. The only thing that anybody ate was the biscuits. Try to soak up the alcohol in their stomach. That's all they ate. Nobody ate the chicken though. So, number 3 that I remember from that night is my buddy's girlfriend came over, and she always gave him shit for getting fucked up. And, you know, it was like, I think it was like a Thursday, so it wasn't a weekend. And she came there expecting to fucking hang out. It's like fucking 11:30 at night, somewhere around there. It couldn't have been late, because this bitch wasn't gonna come out no fucking 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning. She wasn't that type of bitch. She wasn't that type of bitch. But anyway, she comes there and she starts giving him mad shit. And we're standing there on the porch, and my boy looks at me, right? And he's kind of hanging off the porch, you know, he's wobbling back and forth. And he grabs me by the shoulder, and he pats me on the chest, and he goes, man, and he pointed at me, and then he pointed at her, I swear, and he went, fuck you. And he face palmed right off the porch into the dirt out front. Like, if you know any type of things about city, there's always, like, you know, porch stairs, then there's concrete, like a fucking slab of block walk, you know, sidewalk right there, and then there's a little bit of dirt right before the fucking gutter. He fucking face planted right off the fucking goddamn porch, tumbled over into the dirt, got the fuck up, and he goes, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, bitch. I had to go party. And then we went back in. That's the only thing I remember from that night. We got fucked up. And that's pretty much where I'm gonna end out this episode. Because you know what? As much as fucking shit I endured this year, I still came out on top, fucked up, with my freedom, with my friends, my family, the people that have been there to support me, because my actual family pretty much threw me under the fucking bus that year. So, you know, my friends became my family that year, you know. Even though I already called my friends mom, everybody there that I was hanging out with became my motherfucking family, and the people that I would give my fucking life for. And still to this day, I would give my life to these motherfuckers. So, like I said, my name is Jay, MorninAfterKill. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. If you could throw a thumbs up on this video, I would highly appreciate it, because it gives me motivation to make more videos for you motherfuckers that watch my motherfucking videos. This was my Road to 30, episode 17. So like I said, my name is Jay, MorninAfterKill. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys later.